over here and just work on with JC. You'll have, let's say, 3 minutes to do as much work on your ideas you get from last class. If you finish, you can put your hand in the air and I will have you check the work of the others at your table. A lot of two-part questions on here. Making sure you're answering both parts. I can't see your timer, but my hunch is that you have about a minute and a half. You can tell me what the note is, and then it will help you to figure out what the value is. Okay, good. I want to know how much is each of these worth. How much of these? Your best is your big question. Just a good enough sharing. 1/16 of what? 1/8 of what? Clock? Yeah, but it is correct. Number 1, please read it out loud. Jonathan.
Draw Mississippi. Draw Mississippi. What is the value of each note?
How many notes are in Mississippi, Jaden? 4. How many beams do they have? So that's the first part of that. Give me a cosine if you got that correct. This is basic from last year, right? But a lot of you got tripped up on how many beats is each note worth. Who thinks they have a guess? Please check Soraya.
1/4 of a beat.
Soraya, hold on. Please check Soraya. Go ahead.
1/4 of a beat.
How did you get that they are 1/4 of a beat? Explain.
I thought they were 1/4 of a beat because there's 4 notes and like.
So pause. When Soraya is answering, and then I'm writing, your eyes can be in one of two places. Either right on Soraya or right on the board. Make a choice. You can go back and forth. Go ahead.
Because there's 4 notes and a Mississippi, and each note, like if you divide a whole is about 4, you're gonna get 1/4.
Can you say Mississippi for me, Soraya? Ready, go.
Mississippi, Mississippi,
Just one. Ready, go.
Mississippi,
How many snaps did you hear on Mississippi? Ready, go.
Mississippi.
Say it. 1. So that means, go ahead, Soraya,
That is 1/4 of a beat.
that they each have to be worth 1/4 of the beat. Please fill that in on your paper if you did not have it. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 1. Sit next to JC and copy this one. Number 2, read it out loud, please, Michaela.
Draw a grasshopper. What's the value of each note?
Draw a grasshopper. What's the value of each note? This is a little bit harder, but since we figured out number 1, I bet you can figure out this one. First of all, before we can figure out the value, what type of note is at the beginning of a grasshopper? Christian knows. Sarah knows. Malik. Sarah.
It's an eighth.
It starts with an 8th note. How did she know that it was an 8th note? Joshua, what do you think?
She knew it was the eighth note because I had one student.
Careful, everything has one stem, right? What are we talking about? What's this top part called, everyone?
Beam.
The beam, right? So there's one beam in an 8th note. So then what are these? Chuck. We have a lot of heads ready to help you, but try everyone first. 16th notes, how did you know? Good job. Nice and loud so everyone can hear you, please.
Since I actually know where the eighth note are sound like the other half should be.
Right, so you can use logic, you can figure out, well, half of it's 8, the other half must be 2 16ths. But Soliat, how do we know that these are 16th notes based on the beams? Nice and loud. Soliat, this room is like a cave, right? I can barely hear you, much louder. You're right, go ahead. Because the 2 beams are on the top, so because there's 2 beams, it must be what type of note? I'm looking for a full sentence here, go ahead. Trust yourself. You forgot? You were almost there. Call on someone.
For grasshopper note, it would be a 16.
How do you know that those are 16th notes, Justin?
They're no, they're 16 notes because it's like a duet.
Yeah, it's like a Jude, but how many beams are there? Well, good thing we started over here before we go to singing today. I'm ready to sing whenever you are. We gotta get your exiting first. Kessie.
It has 2 beams, so you know it's 16.
Kessie, so much louder because you are so right. Go ahead.
We know it's a 16 note because it has 2 beams, and every 16 notes have 2 beams.
Let me set it better myself. Bravo. Okay. 2 beams. Yes, bravo. Okay, 2 beams. Woo! Number 3, please read the question and your answer. Malik.
Why is it important to divide music into measures? I said it is important because we know what the next part of a song is starting or when, and when the part of the song is finishing.
So it's for starting and finishing. Malik, give a credit for professionalism because that voice line is exactly what I want in this room every time. Who can add on to his answer? There's a few correct answers here. Raycon, was that like a hand kind of? Go ahead.
It's important to divide into measures because
Pause. We're doing a lot of review right now. And while I don't think your heads need to be bopping around the room like levers all the time, when someone is giving a clear answer, your pencil should be down and you should be tracking them. I know we're doing both at once. Go ahead.
I said it is important to divide a measure because you want to be organized and you want to know how many beats is in a measure. So if you want to go back and say, oh, I like how you put the quarter rest in the first measure, yeah. So that's why.
So measures are divided by the number of beats. Good. Does anyone else have a different answer? That's correct. Sarah?
I also said that it's important to divide music into measures because you know that if you put a time signature, it's 4/4, and you know there's only 4 beats in a measure, not 6 or more.
Yeah. It's an organizational tactic and it tells you how many beats are in a